How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. All right, let's get going. Hi, I'm John David Lenard.
And I'm Danielle Lenard. Welcome to Lenard Team Connections.
This week, we have Theresa Mari as a guest, who, along with her work as an attorney, plays a pivotal role in the Suffolk County Bar Association's Charitable Foundation.
First, some good news from Long Island and beyond.
A team of divers and marine scientists, Danielle, did an underwater survey, the first of its kind, of the underwater habitats around Plum Island in September. What they found is the waters are packed with life and support a diversity of at-risk species. A second study is planned for the summer of 2021.
Super, super cool. I just find it interesting that now's the first time that it's never been done before, and it's 2020, but it's so cool.
Yeah, maybe it just means that, there have been, if you read about like the local news from Long Island and Connecticut, there's been more effort to address sustainability within the, let's say, Long Island Sound and beyond. So perhaps even though this study hasn't been done before, maybe it represents some success here.
Yeah, could be. So on to other good news. Mickey Nelson, a World War II veteran, was inspired by Captain Tom Moore in England, who raised over $40 million by walking laps in his garden. I remember seeing this story. Nelson thought, I can do that and without a walker. So for his 100th birthday, he is walking 100 miles while raising money for Salvation Army COVID relief. He's already raised $11,000. I mean,
go ahead. Yeah.
This generation, this greatest generation, just no matter how old they are, they really show how it's done. I mean, it's just phenomenal.
Definitely an inspiration to generations beyond. And you know what? Like today we have so much good news, and we have more to come. This is a really special day of good news, and let's just keep going, because we have to share this incredible performance by the 2020 Hauppauge High School Chamber Choir National, and they play the national anthem here. I mean, it just speaks for itself. Incredible.
They really are so phenomenal. I mean, these teens, what they're able to do with technology.
Anyway. And this last one, Danielle, this requires no introduction. Let's talk about a little bit afterwards, but let's just roll the tape. This is
His daughter is so cute. Aside from the fact that this is so cute, what really cracks me up is that even the celebrity who's in the show still is stuck listening to it thousands and thousands and thousands of times.
I know, he's in the mood. Yeah, right. And I got to tell you, like, I heard that, and now that song is going to be stuck in my head at least the rest of the day. But just, she's just so adorable, and the talent that The Rock has, man.
I know.
Love it. Love it.
So much chemistry, and yeah. Could watch that a lot. Anyway, if you have any good news from around the area and you think it would be great to have on the show, please just go ahead, put it in the comments, and we look forward to adding it.
So that brings us to our guest. Hey, Theresa Mari, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Hi, Theresa. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We're so happy to have you.
Thanks.
So can you start by telling everyone a bit about yourself and the work that you do?
Yes, I'm a family law lawyer. I handle mostly divorce cases and I represent children. So most of what I do is represent children, whether it be in neglect and abuse cases or in cases where parents are fighting over their custody issues. So I do both. And, I've been working as an attorney for about 30 years. So it's a busy profession, that's for sure. I also mediate, which in today's world is pretty important because, with what's going on with this virus and the fact that people can mediate, maybe save some money, some aggravation in trying to resolve their cases. And the court has started a mediation project as well so that people can get sent to mediation so that maybe they can resolve some of their issues without having to spend so much money on attorneys.
Okay.
That's our good news, at least for the.
And you're also part of the Suffolk County Bar Association Charitable Foundation. We know this has been around long before the pandemic. Yes. Can you tell us about the foundation, your role, and its history here in Suffolk County?
Yes, this foundation has been around for many years. And what we do as a foundation is it's a group of volunteer attorneys. Most of us these days are matrimonial and family law attorneys. What we do with our foundation is we've raised money. There's a base foundation, and we raise money by having different events. We have had casino nights and various events. What we do with the money is we mostly give it to either children's causes. For example, we donate bears to the children's centers at the court system so that when kids come in, they don't feel so overwhelmed and we have something to give them. We give scholarships. We've donated money to help kids to prepare for the SATs. We also give money, for example, when a grandparent comes along and now has got custody of a kid and doesn't have a crib. So we buy all kinds of things for the courthouse, for children, and for veterans. We've done a lot of money with veterans causes and adult protective services, where we go out and donate, whether it be food, whether it be personal items. So we've been doing this for a while. I am the current, the current head of the foundation, along with a great group of volunteers. So I'm so lucky to have them all. And what we've done this year is we've kind of redirected our funds. And when the COVID virus hit, we redirected our funds by donating a lot of money to the frontline workers in the hospitals. So we've donated at this point in meals, about $16,000 in meals by getting them to the various hospitals, all the hospitals pretty much on Long Island. We've gotten also donations to the Veterans Hospital, and Lee Zeldin's office was very helpful in getting us that because we found out the hard way that the veterans hospitals have a hard time taking donations, but we were able to do that. We've donated money to a few of the food pantries. We did 3 food pantries, one in Brentwood, Huntington, and the one in Patchogue, to try to help get money to the local community and food resources. I went and I got gift cards from Stop and Shop. We also did get some donations to a charity I think that's very dear to Danielle, is the Smithtown Children's Fund. And there's a local group of librarians on Long Island who got together and got 3D printers from school districts and other libraries. And they've been using the 3D printers to make shields and other items. So we were able to pay some of their invoices for the equipment they needed, so that they could continue to do that as well. So, and through all that, we also tried to make sure we varied up the local restaurants we used so that we could make sure that we were supporting our local community restaurants as well.
So you haven't been busy at all.
Yeah. Finding out who to donate through was the hard part. Working with the
and that's how you ended up donating to the Children's Foundation, because you said, I have, what was it, like $3,000, or you had like a substantial amount of money and you needed a place to donate it who knew how to help. So they were one of the places that helped.
Absolutely. And through people like you, Danielle, and getting resources of people who needed the money, that was very helpful, and it was helpful for us to find out who to speak to, because you can't just send a donation of food to the frontline workers. It's got to, and the restaurants worked with us great too, because the meals have to be individually packed. There's a group that we're working through for Good Samaritan, so I was able to reach out to them, and they helped me get the donations to Good Samaritan. So it's been an effort of many, many people, but I'm happy we were able to do it.
Well, it sounds like you're really committed to giving back to the community.
We really do. This foundation has worked very hard with its members and with all the because we all are volunteers, and even all the events we run. It's funny, most of us are the ones who we donate all the baskets ourselves. All of the volunteers in the foundation, we do our own prizes. So it is a really good effort, and it is nice to know that lawyers don't always have the best reputation. So it's nice to know that there's a group of lawyers who are wanting to get back to their community.
Well, if you don't mind me saying, let's be honest, realtors don't always have the best reputation either. But it's really important to know that there are people in every walk of life, in every community, that are doing their best to help actually support that community and trying to do the right thing.
Absolutely. So
now, one thing I do want to say is I love how it's spread out. It's substantial amounts of money, and you're able to make a difference to large groups of people. Is it possible for people to donate to your foundation and to help with extra assistance?
Yes, it is. As a matter of fact, on Facebook, we have a website. It's called Counselors Who Care. Suffolk County Bar Association Charity Foundation. That was the name that we picked as a group to use. So Counselors Who Care, we have that, and the Suffolk County Bar Association itself, their website is where people can go on and donate. And certainly any donations are appreciated. I mean, for Christmas, there's a very large group that in Sayville that does children's, it's a children's charity. But what they do is they feed families, and they do something like 700 families. So not only did we donate money to them to help with their cause, we donated presents, lots of toys. Our foundation also donates to a group it's the Santa Project, and what we do is a lot of the kids that are in foster care, we deliver presents to the kids in foster care who aren't going to get anything for Christmas. So we do really reach out, and like I said, we'll do it ourselves. I mean, I was delivering and wrapping presents and sending them on their way. So we all do it on our own time, and it's really great. But if anybody is interested in donating at all, that would be wonderful. And the littlest donation, any donation helps. So
how long has this foundation been around?
It's been around at least 10 years, a little bit more. So, and it was started by an elderly woman, client of one of our lawyers, Joanne. And she put $100,000 into a trust, and we are charged with raising money from over and above the principal and using it for all children's causes. There's nothing better too than watching like a kid who couldn't take the SATs get the money to study for the SATs, and then we got him a computer so he could go to college. So it's a lot of stuff.
It sounds like someday that person, that student could join your rank as an attorney now.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
Wouldn't be bad, right?
It's amazing though how just things like that make such maybe a small thing to the foundation is such a huge thing to the child and to their life. And I know with being involved with the Smithtown Children's Foundation, things like that, where there was one girl in particular, what they did for this girl changed her life.
Absolutely.
And she now pays it forward.
It does.
You know,
It starts with one at a time. I mean, we have an adoption day also at the courts. One of our judges, Karen Lagosio, runs an adoption day. So on adoption day, we have all the kids come in and like our foundation donates, and we pay for like there was an author who came and signed books, face painting, all kinds of things for the kids, to get kids together who are being adopted and to celebrate that they're not the only ones being adopted. So, we try to help with those issues as well.
I'd like to, Theresa, I'd just like to mention that this is now our 20th show. Congratulations, by the way. Thank you. Thank you for being here on our 20th show. And this has been 20 reminders, including yourself, about how surprised we can be week after week after week about the people in this community that contribute, that help it grow, that give back. I can't say enough. I'm blown away. Like it's just, oh, and we're doing this. Oh, and we're doing that. It's just one thing after another. And you're helping to make that happen.
Thank you. Yeah. And like I said, it's a Herculean effort of a whole group of people, all the people who work and actually there aren't even that many of us in our volunteers. It's about 15, and they all work tirelessly. I am honored to work with that group of people who are so willing to give up their time and their money and everything to really help out. So, and we have, and we have a wonderful group of supporters through the courts, the other lawyers who come to all of our events. We're always hitting them up for buying tickets and coming to things and buying raffles, and they always reach into their pockets and they just give us the money. So it works out really well.
So it's so beautiful, all of it. So
thank you. Yeah. And with what you're both doing with getting the news out there of all these other people, that's wonderful. It really is. We live in a very good community.
Yes, that is definitely the silver lining in all of this, is seeing, we always thought we lived in a good community, but really watching people step up and what they're able to accomplish. And people like you and Chris Fitzgerald and Jen O'Brien, like people who were already doing stuff, but really just took it to a whole other level. And all the restaurants that have stepped up and they're donating food, and, Gina from Bartolomeo and Legends, and just so many restaurants, so many people stepping up and just making it happen. And I just honor, all of you and what you've done, with all the food and the toys and the, helping people survive right now.
Right. Well, that's and all of it. And when you actually see how many people online are taking care of our communities, it's very humbling to see how many people are willing to go out of their comfort zones to help everyone. It just really is. It's very humbling.
Well, I honor you. Is there any more, is there anything you could say if people need to reach out to you, if they know if children may be in need, or, something specific to the foundation? Is there a good way to contact you?
Yes, they can contact me at my office. My office number is 631-617-6100. If any, has specific needs, we can certainly look into it. As a foundation, and see what it is that in any way we can help. I know in today's world, a lot of the things that I'm seeing with children as a person who represents them is the anxiety, the fear, they have no place to go to let out their steam, so, we try not, I don't see as many kids right now because you try to keep them out of your office. I did have one today with my mask on and, the whole bit. So I bought little presents to give them. I usually keep toys in my office so kids can play with them, but now I don't want the kids playing with the same toys, because if they are doing that, I'm risking spreading some disease. So I bought individual little toys for them to play with so that they can, feel comfortable. And therapists are very important now. And I know I have a great network of therapists who work with kids, you know, because the anxiety, and they're doing a lot of it's on FaceTime, but the anxiety that a lot of the kids are experiencing and a lot of my clients are experiencing. So thankfully, I've cultivated a good network of therapists that can help with that. And
that's great.
It's important. You know,
Yeah.
I can relate that to our work as well, right? We want to help people that really need our help. But if there's some way that if they don't want to sell a home, right, that they currently live in, we want to help them keep their home and find ways. So we have resources for that. And it sounds to me like it's similar to what you're doing as well. You provide a valuable resource, and professionally speaking, there's a need for you in society. But if it could be avoided, especially now with everybody, with the stress and strain that people are under, you have resources for them as well.
Absolutely. And therapy, whether it be mediation, whether it be just consulting, just to feel better about what opportunities are there. Some people don't even realize, they'll come to you and ask about divorces, but one of the first questions I always ask is, did you try? Did you go to a therapist? Is there something that you can do? Do you think you can mediate it so that you're not causing extra anxiety, so that you're not also spending money that you don't really have right now, that people don't really have right now? So, and there's a lot of mediation projects that really do help with that. Rather than spending a year or two in court. And now all of our court appearances are virtual. So we're doing everything virtually. And so that also helps keep some of the anxiety down, because people don't have to appear in court. They can actually rely on us too, or they're appearing by Skype. So they're not actually having to go to a courtroom, and not having to go to that place where everybody else is there getting a divorce or whatever they're doing. So it actually helps, in terms of good news, it helps to keep people a little bit out of that fray. So, yeah, that stuff's good.
So I love what you said. If anybody needs you to help with the foundation, to help with just general information and therapy, because I agree, we've brought this up before, the kids are struggling, whether they're in, homes that maybe need mediation or homes that don't. The kids are definitely struggling. So thank you so much for being on today. We really loved having you, and all that what you're doing is amazing.
Thank you.
Keep up the great work.
For having me on. No, thank you for having me on. You guys have a great show, and thank you for all you do as the community.
Thank you. We're trying to do our part for good news.
You are. Good news is always good to spread, right?
Right. So, Theresa, thanks for joining us today on Lenard Team Connections. We're inspired by everything that you're doing. And if you missed any of the links we shared on today's episode, don't worry. We're going to share them to the show description not long after we're done here.
We look forward to connecting with more inspiring people who are supporting our community. In the meantime, stay healthy, be well, and see you next time.
Thank you. Thank you, Betty.